Hey, Cub fans! This is Randy Talks Cubs. Thanks for joining us. We got the win today, 6-5 over the Brewers, bumping our record to 20-14. Now a game back behind the Crew in the National League Central, so it's good. There's a lot of good news. We got some home runs today, some great starting pitching, and made some errors. We had two errors officially, but I'm going to suggest we might have had four, maybe even five. But so that doesn't look good. But here's the numbers. We had 8 hits total. We walked 4 times, struck out 9. We got 2 in the first, 2 in the third, 1 in the sixth, and an insurance run in the 8th inning that we needed. We left 6 on base, and we were only 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position. So that clutch hitting or lack thereof raises its head again today. So let's go through the scoring. First inning, Nico leads off with his first home run of the season, 99.3 mile per hour to left field, 382 feet. So that was nice to see. He turned on it and hit it pretty flush. So Nico's on the board with his first home run. Then they walked Talk, Hap, and Morel back to back to back. So after Nico's home run, we got bases loaded, nobody out. And I'm like, okay, let's go. Let's put it on them. Bush goes 4-6 fielder's choice to score Talk. Then Dansby walks. So we've got bases loaded and 1 out. And Patrick Wisdom strikes out and PCA strikes out as well. So that hurt. I came out of that inning going, we should have gotten 5 runs in that inning. We had bases loaded, 1 out, and didn't score. So we got 2 in the first, but we should have had 5, and I was pretty confident that was going to come back and haunt us, and it did. So we almost lost it to me in the first inning. Then in the third inning, we got 2 more runs. Hap singled ahead of Morel's monster bomb, 0-2 count again, 109 miles per hour, 430 feet, just a classic Christopher Morel home run. That's his 4th home run in the last 6 games. So Morel homers in the third. We got another run in the 6th inning, Patrick Wisdom's home run. He crushed it too. It was a 438-foot monster, 111.4. So Patrick Wisdom got his first. So Nico with his first home run, Patrick Wisdom with his first home run of the season. And then we got an insurance run in the 8th inning. Bush led off with a triple down the right field line. It got down to the well corner in right field and rattled around. So Bush kind of cruises in with a stand-up triple. Dansby goes 5-3, strands Bush. And then Patrick Wisdom, we kind of lucked out. Wizzy got an RBI knock. He didn't hit it flush. It was a little bit off the trademark, but it was a line drive to center field. But the pitch before that, Wizzy got the benefit of a bad call. K-Zone had this pitch, a strike at the knees, and the ump called it a ball, gave Wizzy another pitch. He capitalized with an RBI single up the middle. Otherwise, we're out of the inning. So that's the scoring. 2 in the first, 2 in the third, 1 in the 6th, and 1 in the 8th. And we again, it's kind of a tale of clutch hitting and lack thereof. So let's go through everybody's numbers. Nico went 2 for 4. His average is at 286. So he had the home run in the first and a single in the 7th. Talk went 0 for 3, singled in the first, and he scored the run in the first. Hap went 2 for 3 with a walk. He scored a run. His average is, I'm going to say, up to 233 now. So he's got a couple hits in the last 2 games. So it's starting to look better for Ian. Christopher Morel went 1 for 3, just had the home run, a couple of strikeouts. So 2 RBIs and a run scored for Morel. Madrigal came in for him in the defensive side of the 8th inning, played the 8th and the 9th at third. Didn't get any action. Michael Bush went 1 for 4. He had that triple in the 8th. He scored a run, had an RBI. Dansby goes 0 for 3, had a walk in the first inning. Dansby's hitting 218. And, that 8th inning, too, he's up nobody out. Michael Bush on third base. We need the insurance run, and Dansby goes 5-3, and you can see the frustration in him, and it's not good. Dansby's out of sorts. Dansby is his confidence level is waning, and I got to tell you, I think it's showing up defensively. I thought Dansby played a horrible defensive game. Won't show up in the stat line, but there were plays he could have made. There's two plays that not only could he have made, but probably should have. Gold Glove shortstop should make that play, and he didn't. And it was just it's just not going well for Dansby really on either side of the ball. And that's sort of true. Defensively, we're struggling. I'm going to talk a little bit about that at the end because I've got some roster moves to share with you when we finish this wrap up. So Dansby is really, really struggling. I'm almost to the point where he might need to take a few days off, get his head around it because he's spiraling quite hard. So that's the scoring line. Let's go to the pitchers. Jameson Taillon, what a great game. I got some good. The news that I want to share with kind of where we are, it really is looking very good for us over the next short term, next week or so. And Jameson Taillon is part of that. Coming into today in 3 games, 18 innings, JMO had a 1.50 ERA, 0.94 whip. So today all he does is go 6 innings, just gives up 2 hits, 2 walks. His strikeouts are up, which is great to see. He's got 7 strikeouts today. ERA down to 1.13. He went 99 pitches today. A lot of first strikes, very efficient. Just a really nice outing. He didn't have very many clean innings. I got him for a 1-2-3 inning in the first, and that was it. There was some traffic. So he had some action, but basically the 2 walks, some scattered hits. So in the first inning, he goes Sal Frelick, Nico to Bush. He strikes out Contreras, and Tyler Black goes 3 unassisted, 7 pitches. He's out of the first. In the second inning, he opens up by striking out Willie Adames, looking. And then Bryce Terang reaches on a Nico error. Bryce hits I wouldn't call it a slow roller, but it wasn't hit hard. Nico had to come in. It was hit right at Nico. And he had to come in. He had to, Terang is fast, so he's rushed. And he's got to just come in hard and scoop it up and throw him out. And Nico kicked it. Then on the next play, Rhys Hoskins singles. But it was a play hit to Dansby's right, and he was trying to make that sliding backhand that he makes all the time. He was there in plenty of time. And he should have made the play. It was a hit because you just can't assume it, but it's a play Dansby makes. When Dansby's on, when Dansby's confident, when he's playing well, he makes that play, and he didn't. He had Rhys Hoskins running. He's probably got plenty of time to pop up and throw him out. Maybe he could have got Terang at second, but it's a play that he should have made. So, Taillon's got some traffic in the second. He just strikes out Oliver Dunn and Blake Perkins to get out of it. No problem. Third inning, strikes out Jackson Churio to start it. Sal Frelick walks. He gets William Contreras to fly out to Talk in right, and Tyler Black flies out to Happer in left. Fourth inning, he gets Willie Adames to pop out to Morel. Bryce Terang walked. Rhys Hoskins flies out to Hap, and Oliver Dunn flies out to Hap. Fifth inning, gets Blake Perkins on a ground out to Nico. Jackson Churio singles on him, liner, that Dansby should have had. Another play that Dansby should have, but officially they gave Jackson Churio a hit. Sal Frelick strikes out, and he gets Contreras to fly out to Talk. So a little bit of action in the innings, but it was never anything that was trouble. Just a little traffic. Sixth inning, Tyler Black gets caught looking. Willie Adames flies out to Talk, and he gets Bryce Terang 3 unassisted. Cruise through that. So there's the 6 innings. Not much to it. If Nico doesn't have the air, if Dansby makes a couple of plays, it was easy, and he had the Brewer hitters pretty much under control. So we go into the 7th inning we're up 5-0. Jameson was cruising, just looked fantastic. And I said in my head, I was like, well, it's going to get interesting now. This is where we are. Our starters have been doing fantastic. And now here we are. We got a 5-run lead. But I still felt like it's going to get interesting. I just didn't know it was going to get that interesting that soon. Keegan Thompson comes in. Keegan and his mustache were on the mound in the 7th inning. And he starts out by walking the leadoff man. That's what you want to do. 5-run lead, you want to walk the leadoff man in the 7th. He did. He gives up a RBI triple to Oliver Dunn. Then Blake Perkins, home run, scores 2. I mean, boom, just there. We stayed with him. Churio singles, and then at that point, they'd seen enough, so they pull Keegan for Mark Jr. So Keegan doesn't get an out. He gives up 3 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, a walk, the home run. His ERA bumped up all the way up to 3.38 because this is Keegan's first blow up, but it was pretty ugly. Mark Leiter Jr. came in, so Mark is now in the 7th. He's got a runner on first, nobody out, and it's trouble. So he gives up a single to Sal Frelick, and then he gets Sal Frelick scores a run on that. But the run scores on what they're going to call a throwing error on Talk. So Frelick lines a single to right field. Talk just comes up firing, throws it into second base, and short hops Dansby. Right? It's a hop, and Dansby didn't corral it. He didn't catch it. He didn't stop it. It hits him and ricochets off into short left field. So, they give the outfielder in that scenario the error. They always do. But I'm like, there's another one that Dansby, you gotta cover it up. And it just looks like that's the play that I really said to myself, boy, Dansby, his offensive struggles are showing up on the field. Throughout the game, there was several plays that you sort of expect Dansby to make, and he's not making them. And this one here in the 7th inning, just corral that ball, just cover it, smother it, do whatever you can. Don't let it bounce off of you. You can go into left field, score the run. So that's when I really started to think that Dansby's mental. That's when I'm thinking days off. He just needs a break. So at that point, Leiter Jr. gets Contreras 5-3, strikes out Tyler Black, and gets Willie Adames striking out as well. So Mark got it under control. Leiter comes back in for the 8th inning. He gets Bryce Terang to fly out to PCA, strikes out Reese Hoskins, and gets Oliver Dunn on a 4-3, nothing to it ground out. So Leiter goes 2 innings, gave up 1 hit, 3 strikeouts. Leiter Jr.'s ERA is at .59. It seems like all the pitchers we just got these certain guys that have these blow-ups, like these 1-inning blow-ups, have just been sort of the Achilles heel for us. We're pitching well overall, but these 1-inning blow-ups, Adbert having his situation with the home runs, and then a little bit of being unlucky, a little bit of not being on, combination of that. And then, Keegan just comes in and can't get anybody out. So it's these little spurts of we're really good or we're awful. It's just very interesting how it's playing out here. So 9th inning, we're up 6-4. Hector comes in. Of course, Hector's going to make it interesting. So to do so, he walks the leadoff man, Blake Perkins. So that's what you want to do. He gets Churio to fly out to Talk, then Sal Frelick singles, and then Wilson Contreras singles, scoring Frelick or Perkins. He strikes out Tyler Black and gets Willie Adames to ground out 6-4 force out with 2 on and 2 out. So it was 2 on, 2 out. We're up 1. Brewers won't go away. They're really good, by the way. I'm really impressed with the Brewers. They're the pitchers that I saw yesterday and today. Their lineup. They've got something we don't. They got speed. They're a fast team, and they get on base and they really go. And they're a handful. That's a good Brewer team. So we're going to have to play really well and get some things done to handle them in the National League Central. And with that, let's talk about what's getting ready to happen. So the good news is we got some guys coming back. The latest is that we're going to get Bellinger and Seiya Suzuki back next week. And we know that Justin Steele is pitching on Monday. So I just want to take a deep breath and go, if this happens next week, and they say that it's going to, we're going to get our ace back. We're going to get our two best hitters, our slugs, right? And I was just thinking how big that is. It's going to be this top-down explosion of our best hitters, our best pitcher, and then it's going to move everybody down. And I'm just curious at how many of the problems we currently have will this address. So we've been struggling defensively. Is that going to help us defensively? Well, it should. We're going to have Belly and Seiya in. I don't know what they're going to do if with PCA. PCA is obviously a tremendous center fielder. It's going to be interesting to see what they decide with Belly, PCA, Seiya, Talk, Hap, that whole group. But the addition of Belly and Seiya has to help our defensive struggles, our throwing issues. And I had this thought about our throwing issues. Like Dansby was having those issues before he started not catching the ball, which was after he stopped hitting. But lobbing the ball over to first base and lack of confidence, and we're just not playing confident defense. It's really odd. We didn't expect that. We came into this season expecting the Cubs to be a top-tier defensive team, and they're not. They're really struggling. So I just wonder if that's going to be a positive impact on our defense. And because we're struggling defensively, will they consider keeping PCA, putting Belly at first base, DHing Michael Bush? It's going to be an interesting decision how they proceed, because we are struggling defensively. Our offensive slumps across the board, our lack of slug, our lack of clutch hitting, which has turned into us being maybe overly aggressive on the bases, that's going to be helped. We're adding slug. Hopefully we'll be adding some clutch hits. Those three guys coming back, it could transform us. And with us already sitting at 20-14, getting those three guys back, I think that bodes really well. So I think it's exciting. That's like having a whole new unit coming in. Your ace and your two best hitters, your power hitters, your clutch hitters, your 2, 3, 4 guys. So I'm really excited about that. I think we've done the job of holding on to this point to be a game back with all of these struggles, all these troubles. And go to the pitching, that late inning relief, Hector Neris as the closer. I don't know how long we can handle that, because it's an issue every time. But with what we've got on the front end now, with you bring in your ace, with Shota, with Taillon doing what he's doing, with Assad, who's going tomorrow against Peralta, with what Wesneski has done, with Jordan Wicks coming back, with Ben Brown possibility. You've got a bunch of guys who you could argue should be in the rotation, but the rotation isn't going to have 7 guys. So it only makes sense that somebody is going to be pushed to the bullpen. And I look for a shakeup there. I look for a reorganization in that pen after Justin Steele comes back. So it's just a numbers game at this point, and we're top heavy. So I think that's good news. So this getting these 3 guys back makes us top heavy offensively and defensively. So there's going to be this push and some changes down the line, which brings me to this. Mervis was sent back to Iowa, and they brought up Master Boney. And, we talked yesterday about that at bat that Mervis had, 2 outs, runners on second and third, and he struck out. And that was sort of the last straw, and it looked like it was. But they bring Master Boney up, and Okay, I'll just say it. I don't get it again. I don't get the infatuation with Nick Madrigal at all. I don't get it. And I haven't for a while. How Nick Madrigal was the 4th overall pick in any draft is beyond me. And what they think they think he's a line drive hitter, but he's not. His numbers don't bear that out. He's got no slug. I just don't get it. And I don't get the infatuation with him as a defensive substitution, to be honest. I just don't get it. So I don't get him and why he's always there. And now I'm going to say I don't get Masterboni coming back. Okay, he's a left-handed hitter. I ran his numbers. When he went down, he was 0 for 12 with a walk and 3 Ks. All right, well, maybe he lit up Iowa. No, he didn't. He went 9 for 44 in 10 games in Iowa. That's a 231 batting average with a 318 on base. 5 walks, 13 strikeouts, stole 2 bases. That's 10 games in Iowa. What's Miles Mastroboni going to do? Now we got Miles and Nick on the bench? I don't know. Maybe I'm not that smart. Clearly, I don't get it. Shouldn't we do better? I don't understand of course things will change. Maybe it was a temporary thing. I don't know. Because roster moves are going to have to be made when Belly and Seiya get activated. So maybe none of this matters. I don't know. But that's the situation as it stands. So we're in pretty good shape moving forward. Getting our guys healthy and back. Hap getting a couple hits the last 2 games is good. Dansby is an issue. It's to me, it's when those guys get back, if maybe that will be the difference. Take some of the pressure off Dansby. Maybe he's been trying to carry the load and it's just too much. That could be it. So hopefully the reappearance of Belly and Seiya will take the pressure off him. He can play more of a supportive role and maybe come out of this. So that's we'll hope for that. So that's where we are. Cubs over the Brewers 6-5. We've got Peralta tomorrow. He's really good. So Assad's going to have to pitch well. We'll see what we can do with them. So rubber game of the series with the Brewers tomorrow. Wrigley Field 120. Be there. Guys, thanks for joining me here on Randy Talks Cubs. Go Cubs, go.